back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
George St-Pierre is revealing why he could not call out Conor McGregor, or why it wouldn't make sense for him to call out Conor McGregor, at least to him. I mean, all of us, hey, I really want to see this fight. I don't know why. Like, of course I want to see these guys defend versus the interim champions, but when you talk about Conor McGregor versus George St-Pierre, I'm in. I'm just saying, I mean, not only would it be huge for the sport, but it would just be a fucking mega fight. I'm talking about a legitimate Conor versus Floyd. This is two superstars going at it, and it makes sense. It's not one guy going to the other guy's sport. This is like the fucking Mayweather-Pacquiao of MMA, except for these guys are still in their primes. Well, at least Conor. But you get the point. This is fucking dope, and it would make sense. Everybody would be tuned in and excited about only MMA. We wouldn't have to sit through the fucking boxing undercard that put half the world to sleep. Where my boxing turds at? You guys get the fucking point, dog. I would love to see the fight, but George St-Pierre is revealing that I cannot call that guy out because this is a grown man's game, and he's a little boy. No, I'm just playing. He didn't say that. But he did say he's too small. I could never call Conor McGregor out because he is in a smaller weight class. You know, and he's got a point. I mean, George St-Pierre is a very, very honorable, respectable martial artist. He might lose some of that respect. For one, trash talking's not his game. But for two, if he did come out and say, hey, Conor McGregor, I will wrap you up and lay on you. Oh, he probably wouldn't use that in his trash. But you get the point. If he did come out and call out Conor McGregor, he's a current middleweight champion. Calling out a guy that used to be the featherweight champion, that's a 40-pound gap in between. So he's saying if this fight's going to happen, he's putting it out in the air. If this fight's going to happen, Conor, you better start yapping, because I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to be the one that antagonizes this fight, that starts the shit. Like, yeah, I already know I'm better than Conor. You know, that's not George's game. He's very respectful. He said, I know what Conor's did for the sport. He's opened up doors for a lot of us, including me. And that's big because GSP was here before Conor. GSP opened doors for Conor, and then Conor opened more doors for GSP. But he's giving, you know, the praise to Conor McGregor. One thing I will say is, unfortunately for all of these Conor McGregor situations that are being spoken about, this nigga might be getting suspended for fucking his Bellator shenanigans, jumping the cage, scaling the fence, slapping an official, pushing a referee, fucking... Oh my lord, Conor McGregor's got to slow the fuck down, bro, because he can go down just like John Jones. It's really, like, the more I think about it, the more I kind of get like, man, what the fuck is this dude doing? Like, I get it. It's Conor McGregor. Everybody's like, leave him alone, let him live. He's just fucking living. He's got all this money. Yeah, but when you start fucking assaulting referees and jumping fences, because if you remember, Dana White came out and said Roy Nelson should be buried for putting his hand on the referee, and he didn't do near as much as Conor McGregor did. So I wonder how he feels about this. Should Conor, if Roy Nelson deserved to be buried for what he did, what does Conor deserve? You can't tell me a scot-free slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking like Conor's probably gonna take a suspension. He's probably gonna get fucking stripped. Tony Ferguson's probably gonna be fighting the winner of Khabib Barboza. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to see Conor defending that belt. I'm about 98% sure of that. And that's kind of fucking unfortunate. Now, I'm not going to be one of those guys that goes out on a limb and says Conor McGregor did all of these shenanigans to intentionally sabotage his match with Tony Ferguson because he didn't want any fucking smoke with El Cucuy, the boogeyman, the bigger, badder version of Nate Diaz. What the fuck you talking about? Where the fuck are my El Cucuy fans? I'm really kind of pissed off because El Cucuy don't get the fucking ring down and unify the belts. Now he's got to get it this way, but that's cool because El Cucuy knew this was a possibility. He said defend or vacate. I didn't say or get stripped, but Conor said, ha ha ha, I'm not going to defend and I'm not going to vacate. I'm going to get stripped. Not my fault. Ha ha, bitch. No, I don't know what the fuck's going through Conor's head. It might be some I was going to say drugs or something. I don't know what the fuck he's on, but he's got that money. I mean, oh, what the fuck did Conor just do at Bellator, bro? He literally, I mean, one thing though, if Conor McGregor does get suspended, which is very likely to happen, I know a lot of these Conor McGregor fucking apologists, super duper fanboys that are not realistic at all, say no, they're never gonna punish Conor. The commissions won't punish Conor. The ABC won't punish Conor. Bellator won't punish Conor. The UFC won't punish Conor. The police won't. Nobody's gonna punish Conor. He's too big of a star. No, that's not how fucking shit works, bro. That's not how it works. If you do something that's not under the radar, I'm not talking about getting pulled over going 200 miles an hour, you take a picture with the cop and they let you go. That's on fucking national television, broadcasted everywhere. I'm talking about when you jump a goddamn fence at a nationally televised event and you push a fucking official, and in the process a concussed fighter gets stumbled into by somebody. That's a fucking problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I said, I'm not going to say it was all of that was intentional just to dodge Tony Ferguson, but it is pretty fucking funny that we're not going to see Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor now because of this. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is what it is, man. So George St-Pierre is not going to be calling out Conor McGregor. Maybe while Conor McGregor's on his suspension, which I do believe he'll be serving. I mean, like, literally, the more you think about this, it doesn't get better. The severity of what Conor McGregor did is real. It could have been anybody who did that shit. It could have been fucking Dana White celebrating whenever fucking Angela Magana got a first round knockout. It don't matter who you are, you can't jump the fence and push a referee into the fighter. Okay, so, oh, he didn't push him into the fighter. He pushed him into somebody else that then fell into the fighter. Who gives a fuck, dog? It looks bad for Conor McGregor, and it's not good for any of us, man. I'm a fucking Conor fan, but this shit is really unacceptable. Oh, this video wasn't even about that, but it's just, I'm just thinking about it. Are we even going to see Conor versus George? When's Conor coming back? I mean, people talk about the parallels between Conor McGregor and Mike Tyson with this shit. I mean, I've never been like a diehard boxing fan. I don't even know if I've ever been a casual boxing fan, to be honest. But everybody does know Mike Tyson and a lot of the things he's been through. Well, they talk about, well, one of the times Mike Tyson got locked up, or the only time, like I said, I don't fucking know Mike Tyson's history. I just know the motherfucker, he knock motherfuckers out and bite your ear off like this, and then talk like this, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know much about him like that. I know he like went to jail for allegedly rape, some shit like that, dog. It was crazy. But supposedly whenever Mike Tyson got back out, it made him even bigger, and more people were tuned into his fights. So now, this clearly isn't that. But it's pretty bad when you fucking put your hands on multiple officials, one being a referee, one being somebody else, during an event. I mean, and the UFC can't even be happy with this because all this promotion goes to Bellator. So this is just a lose-lose for everybody as far as that situation. So maybe when Conor McGregor's out on his suspension or serving whatever punishment and he's already got stripped of his belt, maybe he'll call out George St-Pierre, or even then maybe he'll come back to the Nate Diaz fight now. I mean, everybody was laughing at Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz might be the biggest winner in all of this shit. Because if George St-Pierre doesn't call him out and Conor wants to get that Nate fight out of the way, let's say his suspension is up somewhere around St. Paddy's Day. Oh, yeah, I don't got to defend the title because I got stripped of it whenever I jumped the cage and I fucking pushed the ref. But now I'm coming back to fight Nate Diaz. It doesn't matter if it's for a belt or not. Everybody gives a fuck about Nate Diaz. So Conor McGregor's going to have to watch himself here, because more incidents like this, he's been walking a really thin line. He's actually been going through the line, and I get it. He's Conor. He's got special privileges that we don't have, but at the same time, nobody is above the law like that. You know what I'm saying? Conor ain't big enough. Conor's not fucking, he's not that guy yet. You know what I'm saying? That's the people. If you want to say someone's above the law, you would talk about someone like a LeBron James. I'm talking about niggas that been making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Conor just now started making over $100 million. If he made $100 million last year, that might have been the first year. So he's got one huge, you know, and I'm sure he's got great sponsors that pay him monthly. Somebody said he makes like $500K a month. That's a lot of money. But what happens when you lose those sponsors? Then all you got is that fucking money that you've saved. And since you live a lavish lifestyle, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So Conor's got to be careful here before we see another great fall like fucking John Jones. You know what I'm saying? Youth plus money, it's not always the best thing. This video is about George St-Pierre and Conor McGregor. It ties in because this fucking situation could prevent George St-Pierre versus Conor McGregor. But with that being said, It is what it is. I think I've said enough. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you think about George St-Pierre versus Conor McGregor in the comments. And if you want to see that, or if you want to see GSP fight Woodley or Whitaker, or do you want to see Conor fight Tony or Nate? I mean, there's a lot of fights for these guys. If they ended up meeting, it would be huge, and I would love to see GSP versus Conor. It would be fucking big time. But at the same time, hopefully Conor can make it to the fight. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.